Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'll be comparing the Angstrom Valk M and the Angstrom Valk Elite M, two cubes that have some similarities but also a bunch of differences. These days, where cubes are so good, are the successors of cubes really their successors, or are the original cubes king? Let's find out by comparing these two cubes. The Angstrom Valk Elite M came with quite tight tensions, which made sense in my opinion. Since the cube is a bit more flimsy than the original Valk, so the tensions would have stabilized it a little bit, though I do think that the tensions could have been a little looser to make the cube just that much more faster, with no compromise on control. This cube is quite stable, though mine is not as stable as the Angstrom Valk M. The Angstrom Valk M, on the other hand, came with very good tensions out of the box, so good in fact that I did not have to change it myself. The cube was tensioned quite evenly among all sides and was tensioned on the loose end, though that was actually ideal for this cube. I think this is the case since this cube is already quite stable, so to make it fast and speedy, doing so does make sense. The Angstrom Valk M came with magnets whose strength I really liked. The magnets were on the lighter side of things, which can be seen when turning the cube slowly. Despite this fact, the cube is controllable and the magnets give a very good amount of stability to the cube so that it is not too flimsy. Having two strong magnets would not be very good in this case since I feel like it would overpower the spectacular feeling of an original Valk M that we all know and love. The Angstrom Valk Elite M's magnet story is a lot different. It essentially has more magnets than the Valk, and is the largest factor spec-wise that is different from the Angstrom Valk M. There are three different types of centerpieces. In normal cubes, including the Angstrom Valk M, the magnets have attractions between the edge and the corner, but in this cube the edge also attracts to the centerpiece, so these centerpieces have magnets in them. The green colored ones are the ones that have no magnets. The clear ones have medium magnets and are the centerpieces that come pre-installed in the cube. And finally, the red ones have the strongest magnet setting. My favorite is the clear one because I'm not a huge fan of two strong magnets, which makes turning the cube fast and more difficult. Though this is good if you like more adjustability options in your cubes. This cube also comes with different colored springs with different settings, which unfortunately did not come with my cube. Both of these cubes have very similar corner cutting, though I think the Angstrom Valk Elite M has a bit better corner cutting, probably due to the newer mechanism and style of the cube. Though the Angstrom Valk Elite M catches and locks up a lot, which is a big deciding factor for this cube, despite the fact that larger cuts are more easy on this cube. The feeling of the Angstrom Valk M is very nice. I enjoy turning the cube in my free time when I'm not doing time solves. It is smooth, fast, but at the same time controllable. It has a slight sandy feeling to it, which makes turning this cube a joy. The Angstrom Valk Elite M has a feeling that I do not really like. The controllability of the cube is variable due to the different magnet settings. The controllability is not as good as the other cube, in my opinion. The Valk Elite has a more clacky feeling to it, and when someone turns it, they instantly get the feeling that lockups and catches might be a problem. At least this is what I think. It is quite a fast cube and is not very smooth either. It is also quite hollow feeling, which is not really what I want in a cube, especially a 3x3. Overall, I like the Angstrom Valk M a lot more than the other cube, if it is not already clear to see from what I said in this review till now. The Angstrom Valk Elite M locks up and catches too much and is way too clacky for my turning. I also get considerably worse times on this cube, with a difference of at least a second, which is huge. Now I would like to invite Rom to share his thoughts on the Valk Elite M. Unfortunately, he does not have the Angstrom Valk Elite M.
Hey guys, Ram here. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Valk Elite M. It is too stable, catchy and almost feels restrictive in a way. It is also $45, which is quite expensive. I prefer the Moyu WRM by a lot, and that is around the same price. The feeling of this cube is clicky, hollow and blocky. It's not a bad feeling, but I prefer the smooth and crunchy feeling of Moyu puzzles. Due to this cube being too stable, the corner cutting suffers. I get far more catches on this cube than I would like because I have a rough turning style and rely on corner cutting for my TPS. All in all, there are people who would enjoy the Valk Elite for its stable nature, but personally, I do not value that in a cube. I much prefer flexible cubes that corner cut better. Bye.
Thank you so much, Rom, for sharing your thoughts on this cube and contributing to this comparison video. This cube is very stable indeed. Both of these cubes come in at the same size, 55.5mm cubed, which is pretty good for a lot of people. The Angstrom Valk Elite M is 12 grams lighter than the other cube. I personally like the other cube more because the heavier weight really makes solving a lot more comfortable for me. The Angstrom Valk M also wins in price, coming in at $34.99 at thecubicle.com, while the Angstrom Valk Elite M is $20 more expensive, coming in at $54.99 US. That is quite a difference for an Angstrom cube. $34.99 US is a pretty nice price, especially for such a good 3x3. Even though the Angstrom Valk M does not have as many adjustability features as the other cube, the simplicity of it with a single strength of magnets, springs, along with an amazing feeling, speed, and controllability makes it a lot better than the Angstrom Valk Elite M. Links to buy both of these cubes will be in the description down below. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, but before we end the video, here's Asher to share his thoughts on both of these cubes, and let's see which cube he likes more and why.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Asher, and I'm going to be giving my opinions on the Angstrom Valk M versus the Angstrom Valk Elite M. So huge thanks to Tanish for having me on, I really appreciate it. Before I start, one, I technically don't have an Angstrom Valk Elite right now. I have a Valk Elite and it used to be Angstrom. It's not anymore, but I can still give my opinions on the cube. Two, I prefer the Angstrom Valk M more. Three, this is an Angstrom Valk M, even though it has like the Valk 3M logo. I just prefer that logo, but it's still Angstrom. So straight off the bat, I prefer the Valk M more just because I feel like it's like crunchier and faster, which I like. It's a bit more controllable in my opinion as well. But the Valk Elite is still a good cube. So the Angstrom setup gives both of the cubes a really controllable, like smooth and fast feel. It does gum up if you don't use it after a while, but that'll go away with like 20 or 30 solves. I would really recommend, if you did either of these cubes, to spend the extra money and get the Angstrom one, unless you're comfortable setting up your own cubes. So I'd recommend the Angstrom Valk M normal to people who like crunchy and fast cubes, and the Valk Elite to people who like the sort of crunchy and smoother cubes, because the Valk is like smooth, but the Elite is smoother, probably because it has primary internals. But that's all for today. Thank you so much, Tanish, again, for having me on, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.